This is Dal Houston, and I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. My videos address how to change your circumstances in life, whether they be financial, personal, social, or just life in general. I know there are hundreds, if not thousands, of similar sites. With that said, for better or worse, I just see the world differently than others, and I can tell you without any hesitancy that you will find thoughts, strategies, and ideas here you won't find anywhere else. It is my sincere hope you will find the content interesting and enjoyable. Thank you. Hey guys, Dal here this morning. Here's what I want to talk about today, and I hope the title doesn't turn you off or my first deal doesn't turn you off. And that is, the question is, can you learn more from bad decision making and poor decision making and failures than you can from correct decision making? And now I'm not saying this is not that this is across the board and it's absolute. It's not. But I generally think you can, especially in today's world. And here's why. So many of the ideas that are resonating, the success people are having, are completely new ideas and new concepts. And when you look at the decision making that had to go into those, there's nothing to compare it to. You can't compare it to something and say, oh, well, you know, hey, this guy had luck with this and this is very similar to this, and here's how he did it and everything else. And so every idea is new. I'm not saying every idea, but you know, a lot of ideas are new. And so when you're really thinking outside the box, you're thinking, golly, you know, yeah, I thought of this idea and I considered it, but boy, there's nothing to compare it to. It's such a new, novel idea. Will it work? Will it won't? I don't know. Whereas learning from wrong decisions and bad decision making, they are very illustrative, at least I have found, of the flaws that they've made when you take that decision apart. When you take what they did apart and see where it went wrong, you know that now. Okay. And a lot of times, there's lots and lots of good ideas that have failed just because one little aspect was off. And all you got to do is tear it apart, so to speak, and say, oh, that's the thing that went wrong. That is what shot this plan off kilter. There's a saying I've got. It's hard to know the right decision. And when it is, what is important is to know what the wrong decision is, okay? Years ago, when I took the bar exam, and I may have spoken about this in some of our previous tapes. If I have, I know it's been a while. You know, there was a time test that said, you know, all the courses I went to said, you will not get finished. You will not get finished. You're like, there's an hour, 2 hours allotted to, you know, 100 questions, multiple choice questions. You won't get done. Just get used to that. And so when I studied, one of the things I discovered was being very good at finding the wrong answers. So if I had 5 potential answers and I could eliminate 3 of them as being wrong, one's really wrong, one's pretty much wrong, one's more or less wrong, I can bring it down. And now I've got just a couple of choices, the right answer, wrong answer. And I remember getting done the very first section I did, and even after I marked all my questions, that I was really not sure, I'd put a little pencil marker for them. So if I did have time, which I was told I wouldn't, I could go back and look at them. Well, you know, I get done, and I still have time to look at these, and I go back and I correct them, reconsider them. I look down my clock, I got 40 minutes left. I'm like, oh my God, it about freaked me out. So anyway, this fits into my personal ideas that so much of what we do in this fast-moving world is not knowing what the right answer is, because we don't. We don't know a lot of times what will work and what don't. But we do, by taking a wrong answer apart and learning that that's wrong, we can tweak it, we can spot it, and I'll be honest, you can spot, once you learn what you're looking for, you say, oh, wrong answer. Now this applies not only in your business, it applies in your personal life, it applies in your social life, your emotional life, your spiritual life, whatever it is. And I do that all the time. Now, I'm probably a boring guy to a lot of people, but that's what I do. I'm sitting there. Went to church the other day, and we had a sermon. I was listening to it, and I was taking it apart, not in a sacrilegious way. But I was like, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yes, that makes sense. Putting it all together. Other stuff I can look and say, whatever. But I do that all across the board. And I found my life has changed so much. Now, I don't do this. I'll give you this one final warning, and then I'll kind of leave it be. A lot of people will take people's decision-making apart to criticize it. Well, they were wrong here. They were wrong there. And don't do anything with it. Now, I'm not proposing that. If you're going to do this, this is not an ego boost. It's not about bringing someone else down. It's about learning for yourself. And what you do is, once you decide and spot those wrong factors in going into someone's decision making, incorporate them into your life. Incorporate them into your life so that you're not repeating that. Because honestly, I think that's one of the mark of ignorance is to know it's wrong in somebody else and then do the very same thing, or by analogy, the very same thing in your life. Well, that's the mark of ignorance. You knew better, okay? So, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy it. Talk to you later.